Welcome back for this week's episode. A couple days ago was the Pokemon Day presentation from Nintendo and the Pokemon Company. And hey, Tyler, what's the verdict on it?
It sucked.
It was so dog water. It was lackluster. We had some of the TCG stuff that was leaked prior to it. Then you had their little mobile apps that were. Does anyone even play those?
Nobody really plays those except for Pokemon Go nowadays.
But even then, that's kind of mid.
Yeah, that is kind of mid.
But everything else was kind of who cares? And then now a huge thing for them is they expanded their offices to Latin America, so they have localization there. Put Latin American Spanish on their list of naturalized languages. And the reason why we're discussing them this week is because not only was that they do their yearly presentation in February, they are the most profitable media IP ever created. They're worth over $100 billion. They're worth more than Disney.
Well, yeah, they've been doing it long. I mean, Disney's been around longer, but they've been more successful.
That's an understatement. And just came from the guy who came up with the whole idea for Pokemon. The name escapes my brain at the moment, but his idea is we're just going to do a game that's basically just bug catching, and then became that. And then everyone else who played it fell in love with it. Almost 30 years later, or 29 years later, worth well over $100 billion. Anyways, the only two things that were notable that were in the presentation were the Pokemon Champions thing, which is basically a battle simulator akin to Battle Revolution or Showdown if you use Showdown for Smogon related tournaments and checking numbers. And then
now
you also have Legends.
Now, those are two things I want to talk about. Remember the old Battle Revolution? The one that came out in Gen 4?
Yes, and that was good.
That was great because I think it was the first ever Wii game for Pokemon where you can port over your Pokemon from the DS, Diamond and Pearl.
Save them over via download system.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's you could kind of do that if you use the convoluted system of the GameCube for XD and Coliseum, but it was convoluted and expensive. This was much cheaper. You just needed a Wii, a DS game, and a copy of Battle Revolution.
Yeah, I remember playing the hell out of Battle Revolution. It was so much fun. I unfortunately didn't have it for my Wii, but I would always play it at my friend's house, and it was so much fun.
Right, and the animations look good, but then again, Game Sorority was always very good at making the animations.
But here's the thing. It was good animation for the Wii for the time.
And it still looks better than a lot of the newer titles.
Oh, yeah.
That says something. And then, of course, we have the mod for the mod of Luminescent Platinum that gives all those battle animations into Luminescent Platinum.
I got some other Wii games I would like to talk about for Pokemon, since Pokemon Day was the other day.
Oh, go ahead.
Do you remember My Pokemon Ring?
Really?
Do you remember that one?
No.
Oh my god. So that one was basically you ported your Pokemon over the same thing for this Battle Revolution. You just ported it over the Pokemon from the DS, and it's like a little you take care of them, you have them battle each other. It was fun. I liked it.
Wait, were you talking about Rumble or something else?
No. This was My Pokemon Ranch.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Oh, no, but I remember Pokemon Rumble. That one was a good one.
Yeah, well, it's the spin-off games were always good.
Oh yeah.
The main series ones were after Gen 5, they have all been bad.
The one I really liked besides Pokemon Revolution was Pokepark Wii Pikachu's Adventure because it was an open world Pokemon game before open world Pokemon games were a thing.
Yeah, I've never played that one.
Oh yeah, it was fun. It's basic. So the plot is that Pikachu loses all his friends when entering the Poke Park, and you gotta go around and find all these prism pieces, and you could just go around finding your friends, battling and leveling up.
Oh,
So kind of like a mystery dungeon, but it's not mystery dungeon.
well, it's like thankfully they did a remake for Red and Blue Rescue Team, and those games are good. When they were transitioning from Gen 3 over to the Gen 4, except I had Red Rescue Team for the GBA.
Oh yeah, I think I had Blue Rescue Team.
And then, well, it's like whenever I was playing those games. Like my first Pokemon game was like Leaf Green, Fire Red on the GBA. My second one was Ruby and Sapphire.
Okay.
And then sometime before getting Sapphire, getting Coliseum, that copy got lost. Getting XD later on.
Yeah, so my first Pokemon game was Red. Then it was Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, because I got all three.
Okay.
Um, that was Gen 3, right?
Yeah, RSC was Gen 3, and as we know, the best generations were Gens 2 through 5.
Yeah, 2 was Silver and Gold.
Just Red did not have, not Red, Gen 5, just everything was great. It was just the designs that were just kind of eh.
I never played the original Silver and Gold and Crystal, but I played the remakes.
Oh yeah, the remakes just brought those like just the original Gold and Silver back, and then just added the crystal content, and then upon other things, it just made it significantly better. So if you wanted to play a good Gen 2 game, you just played the Gen 4 copies of it or the remakes of Gen 2.
Now, to everybody listening out there, if you are trying to play Pokemon for the first time, whether that be your kids, be like anyone, start with Gen 1 if you can get it on an emulator, because you cannot get the originals anymore.
Well, people hoard those, and if you find one in a retro GameStop like place, you can definitely pick it there so that way you can have the original hardware experience. But that's hard to do. Otherwise, I would say go aim for the Gen 1 remakes on Fire Red and Leaf Green. So that because that's like one, it's easier to do. And you have the Seviile stuff for post game, so you won't, and you still get the original Gen 1 experience.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that way. But I would say if you really want to challenge, then do the originals.
Oh, yeah, and then
because remember, the originals, it was only 151 Pokemon.
That's true. And if you want to make yourself broken, you just like in like modern day using the Gen 1 game, all you do is you just look on what does everyone use in slogan terms for Gen 1. Well, just use the Tauros, Snorlax, Chansey, Executor, and then like two others that are pretty good at your own discretion, and then you'll probably just steamroll the game.
That is true.
Tauros is ridiculous.
Tauros is ridiculously OP in those games.
They nerfed it.
Oh my god.
Oh, and then in Gen 2, they had a buffing Snorlax.
Yeah, that's right.
The game just revolved around Snorlax. Oh, that was
fun.
Treat. And then for Gen 3, OU kind of revolved around Tyranitar.
Oh, yeah.
Gen 4 was... Well, Gen 4, you had like 2 or 3 mons that revolved around. And then...
what were those 2 or 3?
I have to go back and check it. It's been a while since I've checked.
I'll check real quick.
I mean, you could. I was just going to use... there's a good YouTube channel that gives you all the good information for Smogon. I'd like to say it's called.
Oh,
You know the channel I'm talking about?
yeah. But I'm just gonna say the best non-legendary Pokemon would be Garchomp in Gen 4.
Yeah, for a physical attacker. But
Well, yeah, but
if you
at
go
the
on
time,
Swipe Gaming channel, he'll
at the
just
time,
like go through that stuff.
at the time, it was the best for Gen 4.
Actually, no, Salamence was better. It was so good where they had to ban it to Ubers. Just saying. But Ubers is where box art legends go because they're ridiculously broken.
Mm-hmm.
Like the two psychic legendaries of Gen 1, those were Ubers. So Gen 1 Ubers just went like it's OU, but it's adds in Mew and Mewtwo.
Oh yeah.
And then Gen 2 Ubers was Gen 2 OU with the addition of Mewtwo, Mew, Lugia, and Ho-Oh. That's it. That was
Yeah.
the two generations. So every OU, so every Ubers team in Gen 2 had a Snorlax, I think a Lugia, a Ho-Oh, and a Mewtwo, and then anything else that could play at that power level, or at least kind of survive. Oh, and then of course for Gen 4 we have to bring up the Schrodinger's cat of Pokemon, Quagsire.
Oh my god. Yeah. Schrodinger's cat.
It's in every tier, and in no tier. It just counters Kyogre and Ubers.
Yeah, right.
But
Every tier and no tier at the same time.
Yeah, it has no reason to be an Ubers, but it's just there and just like says hi. It looks at Kyogre, you're dead. Tries to buff yourself or use a water move, but because you're a choice, and then it's just healing and you're poisoned, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, now I might as well die now.
Pretty much. Oh, did you want to talk about Pokemon?
I mean, we could. So anyone who doesn't know, Pokemon is a fan-made Pokemon MMO that's actually pretty good. It takes a super duper long time for them to develop anything. And right now they only have Unova, Johto, and Kanto to play in. You have to choose between Kanto or Johto. And then it's either you have to donate a specific amount or you have to be level 80 to explore other content or get the Unova like on top of spending like 10,000 Poké Dollars in Kanto or Johto. But otherwise, I think they're in the finalization process for putting in Sinnoh. I got tired of play it.
Yes.
I would say I'm pretty.
Wasn't I really hesitant at first?
You were, and I said, "Bro, just do it."
Why was I hesitant, dude?
I don't understand why you were hesitant because all the maps were like for Kanto and Johto were just a combination of the Leaf Green, Fire Red, and Heart Gold, Soul Silver maps.
Are they almost done with Sinnoh?
Are they almost on center? That's something we would have to check the newsletter for. But that's a lot of reading and then try to find YouTube videos for their live streams of them making the Sinnoh maps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll take a long time. Now, the second Legends game being released later this year is ZA, which is done in Kalos, so therefore it's going to be Megas. I've never been a fan of the Mega mechanic. I just think it's a stupid gimmick that's just increased power levels. And then when you look at the Smogon tier list for Gen 6, almost, let me rephrase, most Megas are Ubers. That should tell you how I don't like using Ubers. That should say something.
Oh yeah.
Using legendaries.
Yeah. Using legendaries, it takes the fun out of Pokemon, honestly.
I look at them like you grab them for trophies. Otherwise, that's about it. They're not really.
Yeah, they're just literally giant paperweights.
Right. Well, it's like you can use the ones that are not as good for competitive like singles. In other words, Smogon, but like, because again they're good, but they're not like overpowered like the box art ones. The only box art legend that's an exception is Suicune, but Suicune's also not like a main box art because it was in the original gold and silver rather than, well, it is the box art of Crystal.
Right.
It's just the only reason why Suicune was on the cover of Crystal is just because the added content with Justine and the Suicune quest stuff that's in Crystal.
Wasn't Crystal the Japan version?
No, Crystal was the third version, like, because that's when they
that's
started,
right.
like the Crystal,
I'm thinking
Emerald, and Platinum situation.
I'm thinking of
You're thinking Green.
Green, yeah.
Yeah, you were totally thinking Green. Anything you're looking forward to in ZA because it looks interesting? I know my brother is very excited for it. And when it comes to the Pokemon games, he's like, I want to play test it first before buying it because it's probably going to be bad. But he looks at the Legends game and goes, except Legends, I'll just buy that. And then he looked at Champions. He's like, hey, this is basically HD Showdown. I approve. Like, same. Oh, and then of course there's Unite, which is, hey, do you like League of Legends? It's League, but Pokemon. I'm not a fan. The costumes are cool though.
That is true. Sorry, I was stretching.
Oh yeah, you're all good. We're in our second week. We're second time recording of doing this from home.
Yeah, that's true. Brandon doesn't come back. I think what you said mid-March.
Yeah, mid-March is when I should be returning back to the Madison area, and we have. I know for sure one more we would be doing from home, but outside of that,
yeah, I think what
be in person.
I think what next week will be the last one in person over here at home.
No, it's the week after. That's going to be a from home situation because that is D&D with a guest we're bringing on, and he said remote would be the easiest solution for him.
And don't forget, we
oh yeah, the week after, but the week after that though, I still have to. I'm still trying to get that worked out.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
But Tyler, again, do you have anything you're excited for Legends or?
The only thing that I'm excited for from the video was Legends. I mean, it looks better than what Arceus was.
Arceus looked like a PS2 game.
No, for what it was worth, Arceus was a good game.
Oh no, it was excellent. It just looked like a PS2 game, but it was hella fun. And
yeah,
the best scene is we just see a field just rolling down a hill.
Yeah,
it was the greatest thing. But no, it's like, is there anything from Legends exclusively that you're interested in, like their new, like their updated battle system, or is it like what they'll do with their choices of the two other Johto starters plus a Tepig?
I think all of the above.
All of the above. And
all of the above. It's
choose for your starter for Legends. Then are you going to go with the Chikorita, Totodile, or Tepig?
Oh, probably the Totodile for sure.
Because I've never been a fan of Chikorita. Tepig is bad. Yeah.
Chikorita. No, here's the thing. Chikorita's bad. Totodile is OP, and Tepig is okay.
Totodile OP. Oh no! That thing just all it does is just munch on things, and then it doesn't really. I have to double check the stats. Is for alligator stats even that good? I'm pretty sure the stats are just kind of, But the Meganium is just a one-trick pony. Like the stats on this thing going off of the website.
That's true.
It's like all the stats are just kind of there. It's the only thing it's physical.
But here's the thing:
physical defense.
But here's the thing: Totodile was a good starter in Johto.
It was no, that was Cyndaquil all day, every day.
Okay,
Playable starter.
Okay. Cyndaquil was the best starter. Totodile was the second best.
And then Chikorita is literally just a one-trick pony.
Chikorita is just garbage. Throw it in the trash can.
Yeah, it's there for support, and it's sitting there just doing nothing.
Yeah, right.
I never had a. I just looked at it like, why does this thing just kind of sit here? If I wanted a stally tanky mon, I would pick a Umbreon, because that thing just doesn't die.
Right.
Unless it was
Is there anything else you want to add before we end this recording?
I don't really have anything else either.
No, we basically covered the whole Pokemon Day video and our favorite games and everything. So,
yep. Only thing I think I'll add in is to contact us. You can contact us through X, through the Facebook community group, or you can also email us at lastchatbt@gmail.com. Have a good rest of your week. And
yep. And hold on.
Okay.
And next week's topic will be Castlevania,
which was going to be last week, but we had to do a reshuffle, which is why I put out that whole reorganization shorty. That way, everyone else, you guys could also know the order of topics that are coming up.
Right. So this is where we'll end it, and you guys have a great day.